weather stripping. Seal up those doors and windows. And to do that, light a piece of incense, go around your doors and windows with that stick of incense with the smoke blowing off it. And if suddenly it starts blowing this way or that, air being sucked in or out of that door or window, you know you need to seal that area. Another way to do it is try to put a dollar bill between the door and what have you. If it can slide in and out easily, you don't have a good seal. Put weather stripping around your doors and windows to make your home a more sealed envelope. These are my green tips, but I want to hear yours. If you have some way to save energy, save natural gas, electricity, water, save the environment, please write us at onbegleystreet.com.
Escrow is closed. We now own the property. I'm just curious if you have a plan.
I mean, yeah.
Why don't you handle the architect and I'll take care of the contractor? You handle the visual aspects, I'll handle the nuts and bolts of who's actually going to build this. Okay?
All right. That's really great news, honey. Searching is the understatement. Seems to be an architect on every corner. There has got to be someone here who does beautiful traditional homes that are green. Is that too much to ask? I'm not going to put an ad on Craigslist. Not for a house.
How about that guy Ephraim?
What guy Ephraim? Oh, that's right. He remodeled his house. I'll ask. It's worth an ask, right?
I'm ceding all control with the architect and decision-making to Rachelle, and there's a great deal of risk with that.
Ephraim? Hi, it's Rachelle. Listen, I'm calling because I wanted to find out who the architect that you're working with. Yeah, for us. Well, just because he does Beverly Hills and Brentwood doesn't mean he can't do Studio City. I mean, it'd be really nice to have someone who has really good taste and does high-end stuff doing green, don't you think? It's fun working with us, right, honey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rachelle is so preoccupied decorating the promenade deck with the right kind of doilies and the right kind of lace, but you need a boiler room that's going to power that ship forward. And unless you have that, it's not going to be much of a cruise. Indeed, you'll be foundering and perhaps capsize on the rocks.
There's so many options. What if you make a decision that you, in 3 or 4 months or 3 years or 5 years, don't like?
I got to make sure we have somebody who's going to build this where it's structurally sound, it has low energy bills, and everything works. It doesn't just look good, it works. Now, how did you hear about this architect again?
My friend Ephraim has used him several times.
Have you seen any of his work?
No, but Ephraim has exquisite taste, so...
Is he open to new technologies, to cutting-edge stuff, to energy efficiency? That's kind of a big thing for me.
You know, knowing who you are, he would know that would have to be part of it.
Okay.
But he'll get the gist of you quick enough, so...
Yeah, people get the gist of you right away, too.
Hi, I'm William.
Hey, William Ed Begley. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Rachelle.
Nice to meet you. They looked at a lot of people who had sort of specialties in green technology and the latest stuff, and I think at the end of the day they wanted somebody who's more design oriented. You know, we try to hide all the gadgets. Like we'll put
exactly.
the control panels behind little secret doors, or we'll gather all the light switches so there's just one light switch. You're not going to see speakers. You don't want to do that because I think if you do that, it sort of ruins the whole vibe of a house that's supposed to feel traditional or like it's been there for a while and all that.
You know, at some point, we're going to have to get a contractor to actually build this house. It's not just an architect gives you plans and then it magically happens. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We've been interviewing a lot of contractors. We need a general contractor who can put all the subcontractors together, make sure that Rachelle is satisfied with it aesthetically, the way it's actually built, and make sure that I'm satisfied so it really is green and certified LEED green.
Well, it's up to you to decide on them.
Honey, everybody we've talked to doesn't get the green message.
And everyone is going to have some element of learning in this. It's not like, there's new stuff being developed all the time. So
I'm sure they exist. I'm just saying we haven't found them yet. There's people who, don't understand what we're talking about.
I never know what you're talking about.
They talk a good game, but I can tell that it's something that isn't in their DNA.
So it's been a little frustrating and daunting. Well, we could just put out an ad or You look, where do you look?
Take out an ad. 2 suckers in
Oh,
Studio City
no.
looking for somebody
You
to hand over sacks of money.
Why don't you just ask the architect?
That's actually not a bad idea.
It's a very good idea. Excellent idea. Do that.
Thank you, Hayden.
Hopefully, we'll find someone soon. Hi, it's Rachelle. Listen, I wanted to ask you, who do you use as a contractor? Do you have a green contractor? It's not easy being green.
You need to do it all to get the highest rating. So we need somebody who's going to do that and not start talking me out of these things as we go forward.
Can he implement the green construction? Oh, okay, terrific.
I'm very excited to meet with him because he does green buildings. So I can't wait to meet him. Is there a way to build a house in an energy efficient manner?
There is, definitely. I mean, William and I work together, so we do that a lot on our typical projects. We're going to be one of the most energy efficient homes probably out there. We're going to look into possibly doing steel studs for you instead of doing 2x4s. I mean,
Great. It really is just about being efficient. You show me pollution, I'll show you waste.
When we look at it, we realize that most homes are still built the way they were in the 20s.
Yeah.
And we're not sure why, because the technology exists to do it differently. So we're hoping, that with your opportunity, we're going to do this for you.
Sometimes when you're looking for something, it's right in front of you.
We've created a company where a company hasn't existed before in this niche. So I think it was really natural for the Begleys, for us to sync up because we both want the same thing.
I think Scott is very much the guy for the job.
Scott was able to lay out what LEED certification is, which is daunting.
LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. It's a system of basically a measurable checklist where we can get points from 0 to 100. The biggest points that you need to get to be LEED is your envelope of the building. So in other words, you have to make the building airtight. I mean, if you don't get that, you're not on the scale.
It's very important when you have a road map to get from point A to point B. You know where all the stops are along the way, where you have to stop for fuel and water and brakes.
It's not like you can just build a house. So you have to get someone who understands this, and Scott does understand it.
And it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful home that's going to look great and be great.
And there will be no problems. We won't have one problem.
Never.
Next time on Begley Street, Ed and Rachelle discover this is a much bigger job than anticipated.
What we're going to have to do for you is we're going to dismantle this house.
See you next time on Begley Street. On Begley Street is a proud supporter of Greenwish.